Kashmir, a land of breathtaking beauty and enduring pain. For over 7 decades, it has stood at the center of one of the world's most dangerous rivalries between India and Pakistan. This is the story of borders drawn in blood, of wars fought, peace broken, and generations caught in between. From partition to the present day, this is Kashmir, the heart of the conflict. A documentary series by Audorix. Episode 5, The Insurgency Years, 1989 and Beyond Kashmir. A land once described as paradise on earth was now slipping into darkness. In 1989, a new chapter began. But this wasn't a war between armies. It was a war from within. The spark of insurgency. The seeds of insurgency were sown in decades of political frustration, economic neglect, and broken promises. Many Kashmiris felt alienated from Delhi, from development, and from democracy. Elections were rigged. Leaders were silenced. And in this fragile silence, extremism began to speak. Pakistan saw an opportunity. After its failures in open warfare, it turned to proxy war, training, arming, and funding militants across the line of control. In 1989, insurgency erupted in the Kashmir Valley. The first major attack came in December. A prominent Indian official was kidnapped and later killed. Militant groups like Hizbul Mujahideen and the Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front gained momentum, and Kashmir changed overnight. Exodus and terror. As the insurgency grew, violence swept through the valley. Government buildings were torched. Military convoys attacked. Civilians caught in crossfire. And then came one of the darkest tragedies, the exodus of the Kashmiri Pandits. Thousands of Hindu families who had lived in the valley for generations were driven out by targeted killings and threats. They fled their homes in fear, with nothing but memories. Kashmir, once known for its diversity, now stood divided. India responds. In response, India deployed massive military forces under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, or AFSPA. This law gave sweeping powers to the army: arrest without warrant, search without consent, shoot on suspicion. But with power came consequences. Allegations of human rights violations mounted, checkpoints, curfews, entire villages under siege. And between militants and military, the common Kashmiri was caught in a never-ending storm. Global spotlight and diplomacy. The world started to take notice. International media covered the unrest. Pakistan denied involvement, but terrorist camps flourished across the border. India struggled between defending sovereignty and maintaining civil liberty. Diplomatic tensions worsened. From the early 1990s through the 2000s, Kashmir remained in flames. Bombings, assassinations, political murders. Peace talks would start and collapse. Hope would flicker, only to be buried under fresh violence. A generation lost. This wasn't just another chapter in conflict. It was the longest. A generation of Kashmiris grew up under the shadow of the gun, where silence was suspicious and the sound of helicopters routine. Schools turned into bunkers, homes into grave sites. Terror had no uniform. Militants came from within and across the border. And while many fought in the name of freedom, others were used as pawns in a much bigger geopolitical game. The insurgency of 1989 wasn't just a rebellion, it was a fracture in the soul of Kashmir. 3 decades later, the wounds remain raw, the land is still scarred, and the people still searching for peace. This wasn't the end of conflict. It was a long, painful middle. In the next episode of Kashmir, the heart of the conflict, we explore the aftermath, the path to peace talks, the changing role of Pakistan, and the rising voices from within Kashmir itself. Subscribe to Audorix and stay with us as we continue this journey through South Asia's most enduring conflict.